Well, welcome everybody to RWB Racing's Super Formula Series 2020, Season 2, race number 13 at Suzuka. I'm your host, Chris Ball. I'll be doing this one solo this week. We're a little bit behind on our commentaries for the last couple of races due to worldly events, but here we are nonetheless to go over Suzuka, and what a race it was. So before we get underway on the race, let's take a look at our drivers' points. So these are the point standings after the Blue Moon last week, and pardon me, the we've got Crimson still out in front as far as points are concerned, with Francisco, Night Kid Turbo, and Presidio Dog, J-Rod, Jack, Joey, Patriotic, and Vinny Grasso rounding out the top 10. Patriotic didn't make that race. He is out for the season, so his points should be dropping out of the top 10 after a few more races as everyone picks up. But anyway, and as far as the team points go, BWT on top with 284 points, with Williams close behind, and Alfa Romeo, closer there too as well. So after the Blue Moon race, Williams moved up into second place, and Alfa Romeo dropped back to third. Mercedes moved up and passed McLaren. So it's getting close there for the manufacturers. The top three are very close in points. A couple of good wins from any team can seal a deal for some, or get the other ones up to first place. So we'll see how it goes. So for this race, let's just run down the order really quick. So we've got Turbo and Francisco starting on row 1. And they're starting on the soft tires. Row 2, we've got Presidio Dog and Joey Cannoli also running on soft tires. In row 3, we have Jack and Crimson running on the soft tires. In row 4, there we go. We got J-Rod and Vinny Grasso. Row 5, we've got Black Widow and Supermax. Now, going back up here, we'll see that we now have drivers opting for the super soft tires. So far, the first 7 positions were all on soft tires. Then we got some super soft tires running there with Widow and Supermax as well. And then we have in row 6, we've got Kituation and Trology with soft and some medium tires there at the back. So it looks like he's going to try to get those out of the way. Pardon me. And on row 7, we have Venom and Igorski. And last but certainly not least, we have our wildcard driver, HD Fatboy, running in row 8 and P15. So we've only got 15 drivers in this race. So that is going to be how the race shakes down. So let's go ahead and take a look. We're out here on the starting grid. We're going to get ready to go here. They've got the cars all lined up. So what say we have ourselves a little race, folks? All right, so Turbo winding up. Off they go. Turbo's making a run for it. And is he going to be able to hold Vasco off? Vasco's on the inside, and he makes it stick. Oh, that's close. The big turn at Suzuka. Do we have any other problems there? Oh, we got one car off the track. Oh, yeah, but Gorski goes a little bit wide, but we'll see how that goes. right, well, let's get back up front. So Vasco is running out front. Let's see if he can keep his pace there. Having some technical difficulties. I'm sorry, my keyboard functions don't seem to be working. So stand by and let me see if I can sort that out. Okay, it looks like I got my keyboard back. Let's see if she works. Come on, get to work in. Don't waste that over. All right, sorry folks about all of that. All right, so Turbo made his way past Francisco, so he is now up in front. He is running on the soft tires. Francisco right behind him on the medium tires. Let's take a look at this view as Francisco tries to chase him down here. And he's got a good few guys behind him, all sitting in the slipstream. It looks like Presidio Dog is going to catch up to him. He's going to make a move. He's not. The Presidio Dog's got Jack and Grasso back there. Through the S as we go. Jack is closed up on Presidio Dog quite well. He's right there behind him. Come to this big corner. Now we go down this long corner here. Go straight down. We got a sharp right. Everyone's going to kind of cut over the curbing to get through fast. Ooh, Jack gets a little on the green stuff. Doesn't slide. Whoa! There's a little... Whew, that was close. Meanwhile, Presidio's right there with Francisco, trying to make a move. Vinny, and in comes Joey Cannoli. So V Grasso trying to stick in the slipstream with Jack. He's staying pretty close to him, staying right where he needs to be. Oop, a little late on the gas, and he's going to lose a little overtake. I'll straighten him right out. There we go. Alright, and then in sixth, the guy Joey Cannoli. He's trying to stay up there with the lead pack. He's doing a pretty good job of it. Black Widow, a few seconds behind Joey, but she's got J-Rod all over the back end of there. Ooh, J-Rod, be careful. And then Supermax in 9th. Situation in 10th. 11th is Venom. Then Igorski. Crimson all the way at the back, which is unusual. He must have had a spin somewhere and we just missed it. And there's Fat Boy, and holding up the rear this time is Trology. So back up front, Turbo's, he hasn't shaken Francisco. Francisco's right there, but Presidio Dog is behind Jack now. Where's the... I think Presidio Dog must have had a mishap. Oh! And Presidio Dog has a huge mishap there. Just kills the wall. All the way down the track he's going to go. All the way down to 10th place. And Venom is going to come pick up a spot around him as well. Presidio's got to get all the dirt off of his tires. That was unfortunate. So Venom is up into the top 10. Situation is in 9th. And let's take a look back here at Francisco. He's still right there with Turbo. Turbo's not pulling away from him. Is Jack getting a little closer? It looks like he is. He's showing up in the frames now. So these two have Jack, Joey, and Vinny Grasso not far from them. Oh, Vasco is right there. And Turbo is definitely not the kind of guy that's going to put his tires where they shouldn't be. I mean, it does happen, but it doesn't happen for very long. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, that was close. All right, let's go see. Let's see what else we got going back here. Jack is kind of keeping pace with the leaders. Joey Canelli's moved up to 4th place. And he's got a sizable gap between him and Jack, and him and Vinny Grasso, who's in 5th place. Black Widow is being challenged by, looks like that's J-Rod right now. So let's see what J-Rod can do with this Black Widow in front of him. Got Supermex is kind of gapped out behind him with Situation not far behind. Jared's been having a fantastic season the last few races, so I expect to see him, up near in the top 5. If not, he could, be up there in the podium position. He's making a move. Is he gonna move? He's just gonna stick right there with her. Is she gonna block? She doesn't block, and he doesn't take the inside. So I think he's gonna wait to take her on the straight. And here he goes. So let's see if he gets on some overtake here and tries to get around her. We'll see. There he goes on the overtake. Get a little bit of a boost, and here he goes. He's gonna make the move. Oh, and he accidentally bumps into her. Ruins all his mojo. So he'll have to wait again to see if he can make a move there. Meanwhile, Supermex is about the same distance there with Situation showing up behind him. So let's go take a look at that. So hey, Supermex, welcome to the show, son. Right behind him, he's got Situation making some moves here to try to catch up to him. So we'll see if I can keep an eye on that one. I don't see a lot of other really close battles as of yet, so let's just scroll down the field here and see what's going on. Situation is catching up to Supermex, so we'll see what happens. Venom is kind of got a pretty good gap to Crimson, but never count this guy out. I could see him making it all the way up into a podium spot by the time this race is over. It's only lap 5. They got 30 to go, so don't count that guy out. And there's Presidio Dog, who's dropped to 12th after that accident. And then we've got Agorsky in 13th. He's kind of in no man's land along with HD Fatboy. And Trology seems to really be struggling. His car is all over the track. He might be having a pretty significant Tourette's bout because he does have Tourette's and he has a hard time keeping that motion control in his hand. But I'm sure he'll come back to it. All right, looks like we have our first pit taker. Let's see, there's... Alright, AlphaTauri Turbo out into the pits. He went in from 1st and comes out in 4th. Wow, that's not terrible at all. But now he's got J-Rod right on him. But Turbo's on his medium tires. J-Rod's on softs. So J-Rod should be able to do something about this. Let's see if J-Rod can get it. Oh, Francisco goes off into the dirt. Oh, that's a shame. Come on, get that car out of there. You got cars coming. There you go. You're all clear. Look at all that dirt on those tires. That's going to take him forever to get that off of there. As he rolls all the way back, he's going to fall back with Presidio, who also went off the track earlier. So, whoa, it's close. Oh, and he gets in the dirt and the grass again. Ah. You hate to see that. You hate to. So that gives us a new leader in Jack. So Jack in P1. Way to go, Jack. Red Bull. In P2, he's got Vinny Grasso right behind him in the Red Cow Ferrari. And right up to 3rd place is Turbo. So after his pit, he's on his medium tires, so he'll get rid of those quickly. And J-Rod's in 4th, following right close. So the first 4 are very close to each other. So they're all in that final chicane right now. So they're all very close. Supermex coming to the final chicane now, and he's got Situation there with him. Then we've got Crimson and Presidio Dog coming through there along with Venom and Francisco. So good clean racing going on so far as Presidio Dog goes into the pits for tires. Francisco goes into the pits for tires, and Situation comes out of the pits ahead of Presidio Dog And moving on up, look who's up in 6th now. I told you gotta watch this guy. He'll be there. Now his tires are pretty close to shot, so he'll probably be changing them out here soon. Supermax still up in 5th place in the Colonial Life wildcard driver. Let's see. So that means Venom now is up in 7th place. And Kituation in 8th, sitting comfortably in the top 10. And then he's got Francisco chomping at his heels. Presidio Dog. He is on his soft tires now. So it looks like he pitted and got more soft tires. So he hasn't switched to his mediums yet by the looks of things. Then we got Joey. Oh, Joey Cannoli is off the track along with the Gorski in the background I see there. And Widow as well. So, wow, that corner just messed up 3 people all at one time. That's crazy. And Fat Boy is into the S's with Trology coming out onto the final straight. Alright, so let's see. Where's Jack? Jack coming across the line to complete lap 7. Trology off to the side, trying to stay out of the leader's ways. Vinny Grasso in 2. Turbo in 3. J-Rod in 4. Supermax coming down in 5th place to come across the line. Then we have Venom, Kituation, Francisco, and here comes Crimson right out in front of Francisco. Nice. And Presidio Dog coming down in 10th place. Then we've got good old Joey Cannoli, Black Widow, Igorski in 13th, and Fat Boy somewhere. There he is. And Trology. Oh, off again. He is having a horrible race right now. He's, Supermax goes sliding around back there. Okay, and he falls way, way back. Oh, all the way back to where did he go? Where'd he go? Oh, 10th place. Oh, that corner just ate him alive. They'll do it. They'll do it. So look who's first place. Vinny Grasso is in first place. Wow, way to go, Vinny. The Ferrari Red Cow, Coca-Cola, however many other sponsors there are on that car livery, coming into the final chicane to come across to complete lap 8 in P1, but he dives into the pits, and that will move Turbo up to the first place. And fresh new tires. Get some fuel, maybe. And off he goes. And Jack in the number 29 Red Bull, in he comes to get his service. Both Red Bulls, so there is J-Rod's Red Bull that comes in. And the Mercedes Venom comes in, and he gets his tires, and out he goes. So a whole bunch of pitting happening. So anyway, back up front, let's ride on board with Vinny Grasso as he's driving around first place. And over the curbing, stay tight, all the way down to 2 or 3. Guess it depends on how your transmissions are set up. Let's see, does he have anybody behind him? No, he's got clear sailing. Well, as much as can be clear sailed with Turbo behind you. This is a fun track. Most of the drivers enjoy Suzuka. It's got some sharp corners, and it's got some fast corners, and it's got some double apexes, sort of like this one does. Now, if he looks out his back window, he can see that number 2 car back there. He doesn't have a window because he's in a Super Formula car, but you get my drift. He's got a very comfortable lead over Turbo, and he's got his brand new super soft tires on and half a tank of fuel, so he should be able to go for several laps without having to worry about pitting. Turbo's on his mediums. He's just trying to get through his 5 mandatory laps on these tires, and he'll take them off the instant he can. And up to 3rd is Francisco, so he's made his way all the way back. He's on his medium tires. And then Jack is in 4th. Crimson just got by Jack, actually. Nope, he's still behind him. He just got by J-Rod, I'm sorry. Got by the other Red Bull. So Crimson up to 5th. He's on super soft tires, so it looks like he's just trying to gain some ground so that when he switches to his mediums, he has something to work with. The other Red Bull of J-Rod in P6. Red Bull's been having some great races the last couple of races, so they're definitely getting to be a contention for the manufacturer's spot. There's Kitchuation, the other Team Williams car. I like that livery. That looks real nice. P8 for Alfa Romeo. The only Alfa Romeo on the track tonight. His teammate couldn't make it. So all the points are that Alfa Romeo get will come out of this car. This Mercedes here is the only one going to be collecting points. Looks like, oh no, wait a minute. Yep, Trology had a malfunction, is now out of the race. So this is our only Mercedes. We've got one Mercedes and we've got one Alfa Romeo out on the track. And we've got Joey Cannoli. You can always tell the difference in his car. It says his name, of course, but he's got the yellow halo. And the green halo is Vasco. So, and then we got the other Ferrari of Black Widow. She's on her soft tires. Igorski out on the mediums for McLaren. Oh yeah, that's the other car. That's right. We only have one McLaren out here as well. And HD Fat Boy. So let's see right now. Looks like Joey Cannoli is in the pits for some tires for BWT. So Widow's going to take that spot from him. And so will Igorski. Joey's going to come out. And nope, he comes out ahead. All right, so that bad stays in 12th. All right, well, back up front. Vinny Grasso's got a comfortable lead over everybody. I mean, he is just pulling away, which is pretty great. Pretty great. He's like way up there. That's got to be like 8-10 seconds. And then Vasco is not far behind, and he's got Jack nipping at his heels with Crimson now up in 4th. He is looking to fill in this gap. And then the other Red Bull, oh, that's Crimson rather. Then the other Red Bull is right there too. So then we got Kitchuation, Presidio Dog, and Turbo. So they're all pretty close together. Oh no! Kitchuation off the track. No bueno. Oh, and Turbo gets loose in the first corner as well. That gives Presidio some breathing room. He had Turbo all over him, so that's close. Alright, so J-Rod's in 5th. Presidio not far behind. And he's not far behind Crimson. So these top 6 drivers are all pretty close. Well, 5 of the top 6 are. Vinny is just way out there, just setting a pace. I mean, he's been turning like 137s, 138s. And he's got a huge lead. And it looks like, who was that? Oh, Fat Boy that went off the track. Okay, so Francisco's got Jack right on him. Let's see if Jack can pull up on Vasco. He's in his slipstream. He should be able to get right up to him. On the brakes. Vasco tries to cover. Crimson coming through them, right there with them, with J-Rod and Presidio Dog hot on their heels. Oh, and Jack makes the move. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. And Jack into P2. So Ferrari, Red Bull, BWT, 1, 2, 3. But Crimson is right there with Vasco. Now, looking at Francisco, he's got the medium tires, and these guys behind him have softer compounds. I mean, Crimson's on the super softs. He should be able to, if he can catch up to Vasco, he should be able to do that with the softer tires. So he should be able to close the gap pretty well. Whoa, nice save. Then J-Rod, he's got Presidio Dog coming up to him. Presidio Dog is on soft tires with the J-Rod's on his mediums. So let's see how this pans out. Crimson getting a little closer to Vasco, and Jack seems to be pulling away from Vasco and on the track. Vasco still looks like he's in his slipstream, so I don't think Jack's completely got more than maybe about a second and a half, I guess. So might be just outside of the slipstream. Jack having a great run. You know who's having a great run? This guy! Look at that! He's at the other end of the straight from the rest of the drivers, so he's doing really well. Francisco and Crimson go into the pits. And so J-Rod, let's see, Jack in P2 now. J-Rod comes in third with Presidio Dog in fourth. So you can't underestimate these drivers because they have a lot of time and laps to get through all this. We're not even halfway through the race. So you can see that you can catch up with, you just have to alternate your pit strategy, or not alternate. I can't think very well. All right. Well, so the race is going good thus far. We've got Vinny Grasso in first with Jack in second, J-Rod third, Presidio fourth, Turbo fifth, Crimson sixth, Francisco seventh, Venom eighth, Kituation in ninth, got Joey in 10th, Black Widow just outside the top 10 in 11, with Supermax, our wild card, in 12, Igorski in 13th, and Fat Boy in 14th. So it's a good race. Now, I'm looking at Vinny, and he's got, on super soft tires, he's got plenty of space between him. I mean, he's going into the S's now, and they're just finishing the chicane that are behind him. So looks like we got Presidio Dog in for tires and fuel. Jack came in for tires and fuel, and so did J-Rod. So let's see how they all come out. Crimson sneaks up into fourth, so Presidio comes out in third from the pits, and he's gonna have, who's that gonna be right behind him? That's Crimson and Francisco in fourth and fifth. Presidio now on his medium tires, and so is Crimson, but not Francisco. He did those mediums already, so the super softs he goes. So he's going to try to use this stint to get around Crimson and Presidio Dog, which probably won't be too difficult since they are on the medium tires. Jack falling back to sixth after his pit, with Venom right there behind him in seventh. And look at that, J-Rod just trying to track him down. Now, Venom is on some worn-out super soft tires, and J-Rod's on some brand spanking new soft tires, so he should be able to outrun Venom here. So let's see, let's watch this action for a few minutes and see if J-Rod can make it here, make it stick. There's the spot. Yep, Venom just can't get that car to stick to the ground with those worn-out tires. So now he's just going to watch J-Rod disappear. Not to mention, Venom's going to have to go in for a pit stop now anyway, which is more than likely what he's going to be doing. And does he go into the pits? No, he's going to stick it out one more lap. All right, well, we'll see how that goes. All right, looking up front, Vinny is got his fuel gauge flashing at him. He's got worn out tires. He is going to have to pit. Turbo is not far behind him in second. So if Vinny goes in the pits and gets some tires and fuel, Turbo's likely gonna pass him there. Presidio still has a half a tank of fuel and good solid medium tires. So I don't think he's gonna have to pit for a while. But Francisco has made it around Crimson, as I said he would with those newer tires. His next victim will be Presidio Dog. Let's see if he can make something happen here. Actually, I'm gonna go take a look at P1 with Vinny. He's coming down into the final chicane. He should go into the pits right now. So he's in the final chicane, and he's gonna go in the pits. There he goes. Now let's follow Turbo, and let's see if Turbo can make up any of that ground in the pits. We got new tires. Now he's going to have to get fuel, and this is what Turbo's counting on. Coming through the final chicane, around the final corner comes Turbo. All right, is Vinny? He's coming out. Does he come out ahead or behind Turbo? He comes out just in front of Turbo, but Turbo's got so much momentum, and around the outside he goes, and Turbo gets P1. But still, wow, that was close. Now, Turbo's almost out of fuel, so now Vinny probably doesn't know this, but Turbo's going to be pitting on the next lap. So Vinny will get his P1 spot back. Meanwhile, let's watch this. Oops, wrong guy. So Francisco's going to make use of those super soft tires to get around Presidio. And, all right. Oh, and he overshoots the corner. Oh, easy, guys. There we go. Presidio's smart enough to let him by. He knows he's got the medium tires. He's not going to try to get in his way. So up to third place goes Francisco with Presidio Dog right behind him. So Crimson he's not far back. He's on those medium tires too. Jack in P6, he is running on his soft tires, and J-Rod, he's also on the soft tires. So Red Bull is in P6 and 7, so they're having a great showing these last few races. I'm excited to see how this race finishes out. All right, so look at that, Turbo into the pit he goes, and we have ourselves the leader again. Now Turbo's going for tires. He's going to have to get fuel, so he's going to drop down a bit. Presidio comes across the line ahead of Turbo. Now Crimson is coming across the line. Is he going to come out ahead of Turbo? Turbo's coming out of the pits now, I think. Yep, he's coming out right there, and he comes out in fourth. So not too shabby, staying in that top 5 even with all the pit stops. Not too bad. So Crimson right there behind him. Turbo's on super soft tires. Crimson in 5th. And there's our Red Bull. So we've got a lot of good gaps here where everyone is just kind of getting their races in, not having a lot of aero problems, except when they catch up to the slower cars, but they're all able to kind of drive their race the way they want. Situation, look at that. He's trying to chase down Venom right now. Now he's on soft tires. Venom's on brand new mediums. So Kit should be able to make his move on Venom here. Whoa! Oh. Easy. Well, he's getting that car sliding all over the place. Alright, Supermax. Where'd Supermax go? Oh, he's right there. And Joey Cannoli, right there with him. They are both on soft tires, but Joey Cannoli's got a nice fresh set. So we'll see if Joey can make a use of that. This long straight is where he can get in that slipstream and get around him. Let's see if he makes the move. He does. He's on the overtake, and he'll take him on the inside. There he goes. All the way down. We can go full speed through this corner. And he makes quick work of him right there. All right, Crimson in. He's going to lose those medium tires and throw on some fresh meat. So let's see what he comes out at on super softs. There we go. So he drops down to 8th. So we'll see how that goes for him. That moves Venom up to 7th. So still out in front, we've got V Grasso. And in P2 is Francisco gets a little loose. That's gonna allow Presidio Dog and the others to gain a little bit more time on him. The Turbo right there, ready to take Presidio. Presidio's still on his medium tires, and Turbo's on super soft, so there's no way Presidio's holding him off. So let's see what Turbo can do here. On his overtake to try to stay in the slipstream. Presidio Dog, does he cover the inside? He does not, and in comes Turbo. And that's all she wrote. Tires, tires, tires. And Presidio Dog into the pits to shed those medium tires. What's he going to switch to? We shall see. J-Rod's going to move up to 5th. And Presidio's still in 6th. Where's Venom at? So he's coming into the chicanes. Presidio Dog should come out ahead of him. Let's see what happens. Nice full tank of gas. Gets rid of the mediums. Presidio Dog is going to come out ahead of Venom and Crimson. On the soft tires, full tank of fuel. It looks like he wants to go the rest of the distance, so we'll see how that works out for him. Crimson on those super soft tires, not a full tank of fuel, so it looks like he's going to have to pit one more time before this is over. So we'll see how that works out. Meanwhile, up front, Mr. Vinny Grasso getting it done. Looks like he's got some lap traffic up ahead of him. He's going to be negotiating here shortly, and once he gets through this corner. I'm thinking it's either HD or Gorski. I forget who's there at the end. But it's Gorski that Vinny is going to be catching up to in a minute as HD's in the pits. And man, Vinny putting on a clinic out here now. He's still going to have to pit for tires and fuel, and so will Francisco. He will likely pit when Vinny pits. Because Vinny does have more fuel, so Vinny might be able to outpace him there. And look at that in the background. Here comes Turbo, making his way down on the overtake, getting it down there. And we got the two Red Bulls, Jack and J-Rod, coming down the final straight here. And then Presidio Dog coming out into the final straight himself in 6th. Got Crimson right there behind him, and Venom behind that. So all these different pit strategies are making it hard to figure out who's doing what. We got Kitch back there, and Joey Cannoli following right behind him. And Supermax in the pits he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows. In the Colonial Life wildcard spot. Supermax is an up-and-coming racer with us and has been racing with us a few times now, so he's not doing too bad. All right, Black Widow coming down is gonna get right there up to Supermax. Now she's on the super soft tires. He's on. Wow, look at that! She just takes it right around there. Supermax is on those cold soft tires, so he needs to get them warmed up a little bit. Looks like Widow got herself about a half-second penalty for going off of the racing line or out of bounds. So we'll see. Have to get rid of that. All right. Well, let's go back up front and see what's going on up front. So So Vinny, Francisco, Turbo, the top three all in the same corner. Then we got Jack and J-Rod in fourth and fifth. Now I'm looking at these guys. They seem to be on basically the same strategy, but Jack is using a little bit more fuel, so they're both going to have to pit before things end. Definitely they're going to need tires and fuel. Presidio has on his soft tires. He's got Crimson right behind him on the super soft tires. But Presidio Dog has all the fuel, so he's probably thinking, well, I just have to stay on the track and not make any mistakes. And if that's his strategy, I mean, it seems like it. Full tank of fuel with only 13 laps to go, and there's about, so it'll be close. It'll be close. Now, Crimson's got them super soft tires. You should be able to make some use of those. Although on this track, it doesn't seem that the super softs and the softs have a huge difference. Maybe half a second on the lap, I think. Half a second to maybe a second. But they wear out a lot quicker. So we'll have to see how that goes. Alright, let's go up here to P2. Turbo's in the chicanes, and Francisco's right there too. Francisco's probably going into the pits, and there he goes. So he's going to go in, shed those tires, get some new tires and fuel. So Jack now, Jack into the pits, and J-Rod into the pits. So they all go into the pits. Where's Presidio? He's coming into the final corners with Crimson on his tail. Is Presidio going to be able to get these guys? They're probably going to come out ahead of him. So Francisco comes out. So Jack's going to come out. Where's Presidio Dog? Oh, he's going to slot right in between the two Red Bulls by the looks of things, with Crimson right behind him. And there's J-Rod. So, interesting little change of events. So, let's see. So, up front, we've got Vinny. He's going to be pitting soon for fuel and tires. So will Turbo. But they have a sizable lead. I'm talking tens of seconds ahead of Francisco. So Grasso and Turbo should be able to pit and come out right there with Francisco when they go to pit. Jack's got everything he needs to make the rest of the race. So does Presidio Dog. And Crimson, I don't think so. I think Crimson's going to have to pit for at least fuel and for sure tires this many laps in. J-Rod, he's good to go for the race. And, look, into the pits Vinny goes. So, get some new tires. Turbo's going to take over P1, which he does. So now let's see. Francisco's still in the chicane. So V Grasso's going to come out in second. He's got all the fuel and he's using the medium tires to get through the rest of the race. All right. So that means Turbo, who is going to have to pit after this, is probably going to lose that first place spot to Vinny. So great pit strategy Vinny has going on that they'll make this work. So we'll see if Turbo can hold on to that. Looks like Francisco's not far behind, just a couple of corners. Jack is significantly further behind with Vasco, a couple of corners as well there. But he can't sit on his laurels. He's got Crimson, and Crimson can see him. And then right behind Crimson is J-Rod. J-Rod's got what it takes to get to the end of this thing. And then Presidio Dog, who also has what it takes to get to the end of this thing. So my guess is this guy is going to have to pit for fuel and probably tires. So let's see how well that goes. And into the pits Turbo goes. So Vinny's coming around the final straight. Is he going to come out before Turbo? Let's see, where's Turbo? He's still in there. Vinny comes out. Turbo's going to come out ahead of. Oh, whoops. Oopsie poopsie. Not supposed to do that. But I think his controller went into pause mode, and so the card pulled itself out on the track, which happens sometimes. It's unfortunate, but that brings Francisco and his super soft tires. So we've got P2 and P3 on the super soft tires to duke it out. Vinny is about a corner and a half ahead of these guys, so he could barely see them if he were able to look backwards. So Vinny Grasso, great pit strategy. Still has 11 laps to complete, but he's got the medium tires, which will take him the whole way, and he's got the fuel by the looks of it. So Turbo in P2, Francisco in P3, Jack in the hairpin in P4. He's got Crimson and his teammate J-Rod right behind him with Presidio Dog there. So it'll be interesting to see how it all goes. Now, Presidio Dog has significantly more fuel than everybody else. So I'm wondering it looks like Crimson is just trying to get the most he can out of these super soft tires, but he's going to have to pit and get fuel. He's going to lose that spot to J-Rod at least. I mean, the super soft tires are great, but once they get worn out to about where these are, he's going to be doing medium tire speeds. So J-Rod's just sitting there. Crimson's probably going to pit right now for tires. He does not. He sticks it out. So J-Rod is going to make a move now. Getting on the overtake a little late. Yep, and he just dives right underneath Crimson. Crimson just doesn't have the tires for those corners. J-Rod 23 into 4th position. So Crimson now struggling with those tires. He's got Presidio Dog right behind him. Presidio Dog sees him. Presidio Dog's got Jack behind him. That's going to be an interesting battle coming up. So Presidio Dog should be able to get the spot from Crimson when he pits. So that should be no problem. Jack will likely advance as well. So Red Bull's in 4th and 7th. The Mercedes of Venom is in 8th with Joey Cannoli in 9th. Black Widow in 10th. Supermax, Kituation, and Igorski. Alright, let's not let it be said that Vinny hasn't shown promise. This guy is killing it right now. He's really doing a great job racing and finding out how to maneuver these cars around the track. So he's still got a sizable lead on Turbo. But Turbo's also got Francisco not far behind. They're not showing up in the same frame, so there's still a decent distance there. But Francisco sees him for sure. And you got J-Rod, Crimson, and Jack has gone around Presidio Dog into 6th place on those medium tires. Presidio Dog looks like he's just trying to nurse those tires and fuel the rest of the race. He's kind of got a pretty decent gap between him and Jack already, so maybe he made a mistake and that's what gave up the spot, but I didn't catch it. So Jack is now looking to take Crimson out of the mix. Let's ride on board here and see if Jack can make something happen. He's got the tires to go faster through these corners. And my guess is, looking at Crimson, his lights are flashing and his tires are shot to crap. And he's not going to be able to make the rest of the race. So he's going to have to get in, get some tires, a little fuel, and get out. So we'll likely see that happen here. And yep, and he goes. So Crimson in for some fuel and tires. Let's see, tires are done, fuel going in. Presidio Dog also pitting for tires and a splash of fuel. So I guess he didn't have it the whole way, but he passes. Oh, he passes Crimson in the pits because he didn't need as much fuel. So into 6th position he goes. He's got enough fuel to get through the race. Jack is on his medium tires. He's going to need to get some fuel too, is my guess. J-Rod, he's got about what it takes to get there. Francisco's probably going to have to stop and get fuel again. It's going to be close. The same with Turbo. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but a little love up to Vinny. He's got Turbo, can see him. I mean, Vinny is on the medium tires, and he's got to complete at least 5 laps in those. And Turbo is on super soft tires. But Turbo doesn't have enough fuel to make it all the way through this. Oh, and Vinny goes into the pits. So he's going to shed those mediums, and he's going to get some fuel. So now Turbo and Francisco move up to P1 and 2. All right, so let's see. J-Rod's coming around. Oh, sorry, bud. Shouldn't have looked at you. Oh, just go in the pit while you're there. He's like, I don't need to. All right, Jack shows up. Now Jack is probably going to pass his teammate here. Yep, there he goes. He had that run into the first straight, so not bad. Oh, and J-Rod says, I don't think so. Oh, what a view. Look at that. Both Red Bulls battling it out through the S's. Now, Jack is on the medium tires. I think J-Rod is on the soft tires. He is. Presidio Dog nowhere to be seen to these guys. So Presidio Dog is well behind those two, but he could definitely make the end of the race. I think that was his last pit stop with this many laps to go. So let's see here. So let's go back to P1 as Turbo, and Francisco won't be far behind. He's on the same straight as he is. Yep, I see him back there. So is he going to pit this time for new tires and fuel? Nope, he stigs out one more. Vasco in the pit he goes. Alright, he's going to get rid of those super softs. So Grasso is going to come through to take P2, I'm sure. Vasco's still getting fuel. Oh, Vinny should be able to take him here. Look at that. Nice. And P2 goes Vinny. And Francisco in P3. So those two are going to be duking it out for the next 5 laps. Well, 6 laps, I guess. They're on lap 30. Presidio Dog into 4th place. Wait, 5th? Yep, 5th place. J-Rod comes out ahead of him. So there's J-Rod in 4th. He's got everything he needs. Presidio's on soft tires, and he's got what he needs. And Crimson now has what he needs to get through, but he's got to try to figure out how to make up 6 laps with a sizable gap to Presidio Dog. I don't even think he can see him. Let's see if he can see him from the car. He sees the number. Yep, he can see him. He doesn't really have much to worry about, except Jack is back there lurking. Meanwhile, Presidio Dog, he sees J-Rod up there. Now J-Rod's on super soft tires and should be able to keep Presidio at bay. If Presidio's looking back, he sees that number 6 Crimson back there. And into the pits goes Turbo for, I don't know what he's getting, but up to P1 goes Vinny Grasso. Woohoo! Look at that. But don't get too comfortable. You've got that BWT car right behind you. And they're both on super soft tires, so this will be interesting. This is going to be about driving and skill. That was close. Fast go. The wheels on the asphalt. What a battle this is turning out to be. A Turbo says, I want to play. And so he's showing up there. Turbo's got the super softs also. So our top 3 drivers, all on super soft tires, all within a second to 2 seconds of each other, with only 5 laps to go, 4.5 laps left. Let's see, and then J-Rod in 4th. Presidio has kind of closed the gap on him a little bit. Not by much, but enough. And Crimson is a little ways back. I don't have the delta, so I can't see if he's gaining or not on Presidio Dog. So we'll just have to see how it turns out. Jack is in P7. He sees. I think he can see Crimson. Yeah, there is. There's Crimson up there, so he sees him. So he knows he's there, and now he's got something to look forward to, hoping to get to that battle. Venom in 8th. He's got Joey Cannoli. He's making a move. Oops, wrong way. Sorry, I missed that one. Doggone it. All right, well, anyway. So Joey Cannoli gets to make the move on Venom, but Venom's fighting back. Let's see. Joey does have some overtake left. Does he use it? Is he just going to stay in his slipstream? He's going to go inside? Nope. Oh, Venom gets a little loose. Oh, wow. On the brakes. And what a battle here for 8th place going on right now. These two are duking it out. Oh, look. Oh, I guess I missed this. Francisco into P1. He got around Grasso. Grasso's going to get swallowed up by Turbo here in a minute. Let's see how these two handle this here. Now they're on the same tires, but can he hold off Turbo? Turbo's got some overtake left, so he's going to make his move. Oh yeah, sliding that car in there. Alright, so Turbo moves up to 2nd. DeGrasso's in 3rd. With 3 laps, 2.5 laps left to go. Oh, somebody was wiped out there. And the leaders get by it without incident, so that's good. J-Rod in 4th. Presidio Dog in 5th. And Crimson sees him. He's right there. He's like, I just got a couple of laps to get to you. Yeah, he's definitely closed up the gap there. So we'll see if Crimson can do anything about it. But Presidio's soft tires are in much better shape than Crimson's super soft tires. So the super soft tires may not have been the best choice in that, but he's going to use up the last of his overtake here. Well, he's got like a 1 push button left. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. So we'll see how that goes. So Francisco out front. Fantastic job. So we just have to see if Vinny can make a move here on Turbo. Turbo looks like he has everything he needs to get through the race. Vinny's right there in the S's with him. So we'll see what happens here. We got a lap and a half to go. Turbo is trying to close the gap up. He's in the hairpin right where Vasco's coming out, so he's trying to get to Vasco. Now Vasco, his fuel light's on. He should be able to make it. No fuel light yet for Turbo, so he should be able to make 2 more laps. And the same with Grasso. So see, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Vasco's got to do something. Is he going to splash and dash? And if he does, do the leaders follow him in? We shall see what happens here. All right, Francisco. Is he going in? He's going to stay out for another lap. Okay. So he's going to stay out for the final lap. So white flag for BWT. Nice job. Turbo right there with him. And our Vinny Grasso. Oh, Vinny is coming right up on him. On Turbo there. Can he make a move? Let's see if Vinny can make a move in this final lap. Actually, you know what? Let's just take a quick gander through the rest of the field. There's not a lot happening. There's sizable gaps between most of these drivers. Okay, so there's a battle for 10th place right there. Widow makes the move and makes it stick. All right, nice job, nice job. So top 10 will be nice if Widow can hold that spot. And Supermax right behind there with and Kitchuation in the pits. So Francisco up front, halfway through the final lap. BWT looks like they're going to get a win, but he's almost out of fuel. I mean, look at that. He's got almost nothing left. He's shifting. He is short shifting, or should be. Ooh, this is going to be close. Oh, don't run out of fuel, bud. Turbo is also running low, but we'll see what happens here. Vinny Grasso, he is trying everything. He's got no overtake left. And, oh, he had the slipstream. Turbo's slowing down. What's going on? Turbo spins! Turbo spins, and Vinny Grasso is going to get P2. Oh, Turbo, that's so unfortunate. You're right at the last corners, too. Oh, no! All right. Well, that was our 1, 2, 3 for Vasco, Vinny, and Turbo. J-Rod will be coming across here for 4th. Sorry we missed you going across the line there, Vasco. And in 5th place, Presidio Dog. Crimson coming across the line here for 6th place with Williams. Now Jack is somewhere. There's Jack coming around, and he'll take 7th, and Gorski's going to stick back there in 12th. Venom coming around. He'll pull in 8th. And then there's Kitchuation coming across in 13th. Joey Cannoli will be in 9th place. And Widow's coming up to the chicanes now. Supermax not far behind. So top 10 for both Ferraris, a podium and a top 10 finish. Good job. And Supermax. So, wow, this is looking great. Good job, you guys. What a race. Woohoo! Good job. Well, that is all she wrote for that race, ladies and gentlemen. What a fun race that was to watch. So our finishing positions look like this here. So we have Francisco in first, Grasso in P2, P3 is for Turbo, and J Rod in fourth, Presidio fifth, Crimson sixth, Jack seventh, Venom eighth, Joey ninth, and Widow's 10th, with Supermex, Agorski Situation, HD, and Trology rounding out the last 5 spots. So great job, guys. So what that means is, with our points and such, so after this race now, Crimson still in the lead for the driver's points on Teams Williams. Francisco, uh, he hasn't gone up or down any. He's got 203 points, so only 16-point difference there. And Turbo finishes he finished in third place, and so that's going to move him up a spot to take from Night Kid from Team Alpha, and right behind him, with only 4 points shy, is Presidio Dog. So that's your top five, with J-Rod, Jack, Joey Canoli, Patriotic, and Vinny Grasso rounding out the top 10. So congratulations, guys. Way to go. As far as the manufacturer's points are concerned, we now nothing really changed after this race. All the positions are still the same, with BWT, Williams, and Alfa Romeo and Red Bull in the top four. AlphaTauri, Mercedes, McLaren, and Ferrari 5, 6, 7, and 8. So wonderful. That was pretty great stuff. That was a fun race to watch. So I guess there's not really anything else to say or do except say the next race will be coming up was Tokyo, which was raced just a week ago. So we'll get that up and running as soon as we can, so everybody gets to see what's going on. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for watching, and you all have a good one.